Hey, this is Adam from the band Toxicon, and I'm going to take you through all of the guitar parts for our track Deletist. The tab, as always, is in the description box for you, and the guitar is tuned a half step down to E flat standard. So pick up a guitar and let's take a look. The intro for the track is kind of the main theme from the song, and it repeats itself later in the chorus, but we can take a look at that when we get to it. I look at this section as sort of 4 separate parts, being a rhythm part, a lead part, a variated lead part, and then a pre-first verse type section. So we'll take a look at all these parts in a full band context, and then we'll take a look at it step by step, and I'll teach you how to play it. We're going to begin the whole song with a Dirty Great pick slide all the way down. So we'll take the pick sort of on its side like this, place it across the 5th and 6th string, and just scrape it down until you get that nice juicy. Then we're going to move in to the actual riff, to the main theme of the song. We're going to take our first finger, we're going to place it on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and we're going to play that open 6 and that 2 to be that power chord there. Then we're going to move that. We're going to continue playing that open low 6 there, and we're going to play an inverted power chord. So generally this is going to take place on the 5th and 7th fret. That would be a standard power chord, 1st finger on the 5th fret, 5th string, and then 3rd on the 7th fret, 4th string. We're just going to invert that. So we're going to move the 1st finger 1 string towards the floor, to the 4th string. Then we're going to move the 3rd finger 1 string towards the ceiling, to the 5th string. We're going to play that 3 times. You can go down, up, down, you can go down, 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 as long as it sounds like this. Then we're going to go back to that power chord there, that low E, palm mute that twice. Then we're going to go back to that 5th string and we're going to do a trill. And what I mean by that is we're going to play the 1st finger on the 6th fret, 5th string. We're going to hammer on the 2nd finger, 7th fret. And then hammer on the 4th finger on the 9th fret. Then we're going to go back to that inverted power chord. Not going to play that low 6, we're just going to play the 4th and 5th string, and then move it 1 fret towards the headstock. Then we're going to go repeat the first half of that again. And instead of the trill, we're going to play a hammer-on pull-off on the 7th fret, 1st finger, 5th string, hammer on 10 and then pull it off. So we hear all those notes, 7, 10, 7. Then we're going to play a standard power chord on that 8th fret to 6th fret. So the intro will sound like this. After one repetition of that first, second, we're going to come in with a lead line now. What we're going to do is we're going to play our first finger on the 9th fret, 3rd string. You can finger this however you like, but I choose to shoot the second finger then up to the 13th fret of the B string, that 2nd string, and follow it with the 12th. Back to that 9. Then we're going to play 10 on the 4th string. I play it with the second finger, so 10, 9, 4th string. Shooting that down to the 5th string, to the 5th fret, sorry. 7 to 10. Back to the 9. The timing will change, so instead of a even space notes, we're going to actually sort of half time the pattern there. 13, 12 again with the second finger on that 2nd string. Then we're going to do a trill. So we're going to go 12, hammer on 13, pull off to the 12, and then slide down to the 10. Following in with that 12th fret 3rd finger. The same up to there. Then we're going to just sort of not tremolo pick, but just 8th note pick in a triplet feel. So triplet, 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 triplet on the 7th fret. Still on that 4th string to the 10th. Finishing on that 9. You can pinch harmonic some of that if you like, it's pretty free form. But then we're going to move into that last part of that intro that establishes the verse coming up. So, this is a 2 guitar part. We're going to play a power chord on the 7th fret. On the 5th string there, so we're going to have 1st finger on that 7th fret there, with the 3rd finger down on that 9th fret, 4th string, and we can play that open E if we choose to as well. And that's going to be the pattern. So the accent note, the first note that's not palm muted, is always going to be that 7th. So the pattern will go like this. Then just the tail end coming in, and the verse will begin. So that tail end we're going to go on the 5th string, 6th fret, hammering on 6 to 7, jumping it down to the 7th fret of the 4th string, hammering on 7 to 8. Coming back, I come back with the 4th finger, but you can choose to do it however you like. 4th finger, 5th string, 10th fret. And we're going to go 10, 8, 6, 8. So that section will sound like this. Just to back that up, there's another rhythmic style guitar part happening. So it's all happening on this low power chord here. So I'll kind of mouth it along so you can get the idea. Ba-boom, ba-boom, da-do-dum, da-do-dum. Ba-boom, ba-dum, ba-do-dum, da-do-dum. Coming in with the tail end together. And that's the intro.
Crying online is not real life. Change is nothing, will change my mind. Talking sideways.
Both the first and second verse are exactly the same. No extra layers, no extra magic. Just nice rhythm guitar parts. So we'll take a look at it once again with the full band and I'll break it down afterwards.
change my mind. Talking sideways to the sound of a fact. Distort the context, support your shit. Head in the sand, over lies from a villain soul. Who needs truth when you're in touch with your feelings? Search for a safe space, nurse in a back brace. Earth is a cold place, controlled by the old ways. Stir up the violence, mess up the state. Open your eyelids.
The verse is going to be sort of a continuation of the back end of that intro there. So it's kind of a 2 guitar part, but the only difference is where that root accent note lies. Just like the previous riff, it's going to be either that 7th fret power chord or that low E power chord. It's the same note, just the octave up. So it's only a slight variation on that intro part there. We're going to start with that, with the other guitar playing that. One more half rep at that, the other guitar. Then we're going to play that tail end. So instead of playing it after 4 like it was in that intro, we're going to do it after that 2nd rep. And it's the same tail end. So the only variation here is we're going to go for that 3rd rep now. So instead of a, on that last one, it's a ba-da-bum-bum. So sort of a very, very slow gallop there. So down, up, down, down, all palm muted, just on that 6th string. Other guitar. Then back to 1 normal rep. And instead of that tail end, we have a much simpler tail end that's sort of based around that triplet picking as well. 5th string, 5th string, 6th string, 1st finger, 7th fret, 1, 2, 3, 10th fret, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 picks on that 9th fret on that low 6. So the whole verse will sound like this. And it's 2 reps of that. Just for context, I'll give you the other guitar part, the other rhythm part. And again, 2 reps of those together. The pre-chorus doesn't really outstay its welcome here. It gets in and it gets out, and it's super sharp and super quick. There's only one little harmonised part at the end, otherwise both guitars are playing that solid rhythm part. Let's take a look. We're going to base this pre-chorus heavily around power chords, particularly this one power chord on the 5th and 4th strings on the 2nd fret. 1st finger, 2nd fret, 5th string, following it on the 4th string, 4th fret, 3rd finger. In between a lot of these power chords, we're going to play a palm muted 6th string open, just to fill in the gaps there. There'll be one instance at the end of the phrase where we don't play it, but I'll talk you through it. That's where it's going to be. So, chord, mute chord, mute chord, mute chord, mute chord, chord, mute chord, mute chord, mute chord, mute chord. And the only time you're not going to play that open 6 mute is when you're moving back from that 3rd to the 2nd. 3rd fret, 2nd fret, and that's just moving the power chord shape up. Into into a tail end now after 2 reps of that. We're going to play second finger, 3rd fret, 6th string, up picking that favourite 5th string, 2nd fret, 1st finger, back on the 6th string now with the 4th finger on the 5th fret, following it in with that 2nd fret there, 1st finger. We're going to extend the tail end, that 2nd rep through. And we're just going to add that all on the 6th string, 3rd fret, 2nd finger, back to the 5th with the 4th finger, back to the 3rd, back to the 2nd. Then when we go into the chorus, there's only one additional guitar part here, and that's just going to be a harmony, a 5th harmony. The fingering will be exactly the same, but it only happens at the very end on that last extended tail end. So the notes for that, we're going to go on the 5th fret, 5th string, 2nd finger, up picking to the 4th fret, 4th string. It's just the same as below. It's only going to happen there. And that's it. As I mentioned previously, the chorus doubles as that sort of main theme of the song that the intro has, and there's no extra riffs to actually be taught in this section. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at the first chorus just for placement and how long that intro-y section is played for, and then immediately after we'll look at the second chorus, both with that full band context, just so you can get a feel of how long we're playing the sections for. The post-chorus in the track is pretty short and sweet, happens only once after that second chorus, and it's a bridging part between the main theme, the main feel of the song, into that thrashy, more brutal bridge. So we'll have a look at it right now. The post-chorus, again happening only after that second chorus, that final chorus, before we move into the thrashy section, is chromatic based. And what I mean by that, it's all going to be no key involved. It's all going to be power chords basically on that 6th and 5th string there. We're going to start on the 7th fret. And just like the pre-chorus, we're going to have some open palm mute 6 strings in there. So 7th fret, 2 palm mutes, 6 open mute, 5 open mute, 6, 2 mutes after that 6 return, then we're going to go 1 mute in between, 5, 4, 3. So what we're going to hear is essentially straight 8 notes. Ba da 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 da. So the right hand is just going to be doing that motion consistently. After we play that 5 on that 4th repetition, we're just going to hang that 1st fret power chord out. And then we go into that thrash section. That's for the bridge. Now just to conclude, there is a lead line that will run over the top of this, more a melody line than a lead line. Just going to be octaves on the 4th and 2nd string, sorry. So we're going to go 1st finger, 9th fret, 4th string. Playing that 3rd string there is a dead note, so we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that at all. We're just going to play that 9 and have that muted out. There's a string in between, because with the 4th finger we're going to move to the 12th fret, B string, that 2nd string, and play that octave there. Continuing the shape up to the 10th. Now we're going to play that 10th again, and we're going to move that whole shape up to the 12th. We want to hear that slide as its own note. 10, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 14, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Da 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 da. Now we're just going to end with a simple little lick. Which is just the same pattern on that 15th fret, 1st finger starting on that 2nd string. And it's going to be 1st finger 15, 2nd finger 17, or 3rd finger 17, sorry, and the 4th finger on the 18, or you can play it like this. We're not going to play that last repetition there on that 8th. Following along. 15, 17, instead of playing 18 there, we're going to shoot our 3rd finger up to the 20. Slow bend up to that 22. And once we hit the 22, we're going to vibrato it once it's up there. And that's it. I love the bridge of this song. It's a nice change of pace from the rest of it and comes in nice and thrashy. So there'll be 2 separate riffs that we'll learn for the bridge, so we'll take a look at that right now. Taking a squiz at this bridge, we're going to start with a palm muted open 6th string. And a lot of this bridge is going to be based around that triplet feel. Still 4/4, but triplet, 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 triplet. So we're going to start with a down, up, down, palm muted. On the up pick, up, down, up, we're going to unpick, or unmute, I should say, that first section of the triplet. Which is achieved just by quickly lifting the palm off the back of the muted string there. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And it's still going to be a triplet feel. But we're going to go 5, first finger, 6th string, hammer onto 8, pulling off. That'll be the first tail end. The second is a little bit different. Instead of having that extra down, up, down after the open up, the second's going to be a little different. So it's just going to be down, up, down, up, down, up. First finger, 7th fret, 5th string, hammering onto the 10th and pulling back off to the 7th. This is all legato, so we're only picking that first 7th note there. Hammering on that 8th fret on the 5th string. All this is on the 5th string. Now we want to try and get our first finger to slide down to the 6th fret without hearing. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear very quick. Which is kind of difficult because it is a pull-off as well as being a slide. But that's the whole phrase. Going to return to the first one. So far we have this. Then we're just going to go into some power chords. So that's 3, 5 on the low strings, 6 and 5. And then just palm muting that 3 there. Chord, mute, 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 chord, mute, 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 chord, mute, mute, mute. Then a tail end. Similar, but a slight variation on the ones that we've seen before. In that triplet feel. Second finger, 3rd fret, 6th string, up pick, that 2nd fret, with that 1st finger, back to the 6th string, the 5th fret, 4th finger, 2nd fret, adding the 3rd, back to the 5th. We're going to repeat that again. Now the second half of this bridge, 2 power chords, open 3, down, 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 open, mute, 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 open. Just on that low 6th string, or you can play the whole chord if you like, it's sort of up to you. And now we're going to go back to that triplet feel. The up pick, instead of being on the 6th string, is going to be on that 5th string, 1st finger, 2nd fret. So down, up, down, up, down, up. And then on the 5th string, 5-2 with the 4th and 1st fingers. Back to that 3rd on the 6th string. Then we're going to add that 3rd fret again on the 6th string, adding that 2nd, 3rd and 5th. And now instead of that, we're going to go 2nd fret. Instead, we're going to move up to that 5th string now on the 6th. We're going to play down, up, down, up, down, up. Muted. Power chord on the 7th. Power chord on the 1st. So it's going to sound like this so far. We're We're going to repeat that whole thing again. And instead of the power chord at the end, it's going to be a pinch harmonic. Back to the first half. And instead of the tail end, we're just going to go a direct stop. The whole bridge will sound like this for context. Back to the first bit. Dead stop. And that's it. The outro for the track is pretty epic and cool. It's all based around some interesting breakdown riff that we came up with, and everything else is just layers on top of that. There's a fair bit going on here, especially towards the end, so we'll take a look at that for the final time with the whole band, and then we'll break it down step by step so we know what's going on in this bit of a cluster. A lot of the layers around the outro are going to be based on this pretty cool pattern that Jacob wrote. Now, I do recommend pulling the tab up or listening to the song just because this pattern is pretty intricate and pretty odd. One rep. So down, up, 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 down. Down, up, down, up, down, down, down. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-dum, bum, 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 as one rep. All based around that palm muted, low E power chord. I like to play those last three down pick just because I think it adds a little bit of the strength back into it tonally versus the rolly sort of floaty. You can play the whole thing down if you like. But I think personally it sounds cooler doing the up down. But I'll leave that up to you. Now, that's going to happen on its own for 4 full repetitions, a big long one this outro. Then that part's going to slightly variate. So we're going to add some extra into it. Instead of doing those down, down, down at the end muted, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Playing that open E. I play it with the 4th finger on the 10th, 5th string. Following him to the 8th fret with the 2nd finger. One rhythm guitar's doing that and the other one's doing the same thing. but adding the octave in there too. And that would be 10 to 12, dead noting the third, 12 on the third string, moving that shape down with those roots. There's 4 guitar layers happening in the outro here, so it's quite impossible to play it live. Generally we'll just do, because the other layers are doing some octaves. Before we switch to a different guitar part though, that's going to happen 4 times. Then it's going to go back to the original variation with a slight twist in it. 1, fine. Stopping it there. So that's that dead stop in the song. Picking it back up. So what's happening there is we're not playing that start for that second loop coming back in. It's just going to be that first. Going to that last rep now, it's going to be a slight variation again, picking it up from that middle section with the timing. But instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the mutes, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, power chords on the 3, 1 open, and then another open at the end just to finish the song. And that's it for that main rhythm guitar part. Now obviously there is leads that come into it. Bring the tab up for this because there is a lot of confusing layers here, and it's almost good to just visualize where everything's coming in. Jumping back to the start of this section, there's going to be 2 reps of that rhythm on its own. Then we're going to come in with this tiny little lead line on the 4th string. That's going to happen twice. So it's all on the 4th string there. Down, up, down, up, down, up. 2nd fret. Following the same pattern as the rhythm, which on the 9th fret. 10 to 7. And then octave chords on that 4th and 2nd string. So it's going to be 5, 3, 2 with the root notes, with the 4th finger following along. Starting on the 8, moving to the 6 and the 5. So 2 reps of that. Now, this is going to continue on into that elongated time section for 4 reps with a slight variation. And that's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. With an octave on the 5th string 7th fret, 3rd string 9th fret, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 10, 8, 7. While the rhythm's doing that. That's going to happen 4 times. Moving into the rest of this song, those last few reps, after that sort of timing change goes back to normal. I'm going to go back to the standard version of this. Bum. So when that dead note, that stop comes in, we're not going to play anything. Dom. Follow it back in with a rhythm here. Nothing. Last rep, bit different again. And that's just going to be, instead of that, we're not even going to play those 3 to start with on the octaves. We're going to go straight into that 10, 8, 7. Repeat it with a tremolo pick and ending on that 7th to finish the song. Now there's one more guitar layer happening here, and that's only going to happen in that middle section, so we're almost there, guys. Watch along with the tab if you like. This is nice and easy. This is all based on octaves. That's just going to happen 4 times. Open power chord, then that 7th fret octave again. We can have the low note in there too, that open 6th. Obviously cutting that low note out when we move from that 7th up to the 8th. We're going to move down to the 5th fret with that octave shape. And then we're going to go 5, 7, 8. And then play that last octave twice. That's going to be 7th fret, but it's going to be 6th string this time, 6th string and 4th string, with the 3rd being on the 9th fret, 4th string. It's going to be 4 times. And that's all the parts for the outro. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end, guys. That is all the guitar parts for our track Deletist. If you like what you saw and like the lessons in general, let us know down in the comments. Click the little like button and subscribe to the channel to stay notified for all the future things that we're releasing here. Until then, I'll see you next time in the next guitar lesson, and keep practicing.